the Tigers halves, quite the issue they have. Third straight loss. They're at the bottom of the ladder. That's not too crazy. I guess we always thought they were going to be bottom 2, maybe bottom 3 in a very good week. They only really came alive very late. Like, first hour, I would argue most of those players had never met each other before. And then Luke Brooks and co turned it on for a little bit.
Yeah, for 60 minutes, that was pretty disgusting, to be honest, from the Tigers. Their attack was very, very ordinary. Brooks and Adam Doueihi looked terrible. Looked like, as you said, they'd never met each other before. John Bateman was the only one that looked like he was going to give him a bit of spark, and Brent Naden took a pretty good intercept as well. Bateman was doing everything individually. He's not the prototypical second rower. Doesn't exactly run holes or anything. Kind of just does it all himself. But the halves were very, very ordinary, I thought. In that first 60 minutes, and Brooksy was looking like he was in for a shellacking from the media, and then he turned it on towards the end. But it wasn't enough that the Dogs were able to hold on.
But he barely, like in that what worried me was in that last set of 6 where they fumbled it. Like, he barely touched the ball. And you think your half, when you're down by 4, you've got a little bit of momentum going. Like, you'd want the ball in his hands, but I don't know if that's part of like the Tim Sheenius. But he barely touched it towards the end, which surprised me.
That final set that the Tigers had when they needed to score a try to win the game, and they had to go probably 85, 90 metres to do it. They had 4 hit-ups from forwards.
4 settlers.
Yeah, 4 settlers, and then a trick play that didn't fire for whatever reason. So, it's pretty disappointing. From the Tigers halves, obviously Brandon Wakeham came on.
It was good.
Midway through the game. He was really impressive when he came on, playing against his former club as well. Obviously let go. The Dogs have opted to stick with Kyle Flanagan for this year and let Brandon go. Came off the bench, replaced David Nofaluma, who probably wasn't overly impressed to get hooked mid-game, but he wasn't exactly setting the world on fire either. Adam Doueihi switched to fullback, Charlie Staines to the wing. Tim Sheen's kind of hinted that that's what they might lean towards moving forward, which probably leaves Noffa in Rezzies. And
go back to the Storm, brother.
Charlotte, I know. He was going well at the Storm, wasn't he? Easy to look good in a Melbourne Storm outfit. But, I was really concerned with Luke Brooks' performance yesterday in the halves. He did, obviously, as we said, spring to life late. But when the game was on the line or the game was in the balance, he was very ordinary. There was one stage he got the ball on last tackle and just practically stood still. He's just still so sideways. He's such a good runner of the footy, and he's got so much pace. Like, he's probably one of the quickest halves in the comp. Doesn't run the ball, and when he does, going sideways, it's not helping them out a lot. So it will be interesting to see what Tim Sheens does do next week.
The contract stuff aside, because he's worth whatever people sign him for. That's great. I don't really care how much money he makes. Do you think West Tigers can win any of their, and we'll get through what's coming up for them. It's not good. Do you see them winning a game anytime in the future?
No chance. Dogs were pretty ordinary yesterday. They dropped a lot of ball as well. They probably bombed 3 or 4 tries as well. Just the last pass or 2 weren't sticking for the Dogs. They could have easily been up by 30 or 40 at half-time, Canterbury. And then they kind of fell away in the second half just with the heat as well. They were doing a lot of defence. They were ordinary, the Dogs, and the Tigers were even worse. Tough draw coming up for the Tigers. You want to run us through who they've got?
Okay. We'll just, after each one, we'll say if they're going to win. The Storm with Munner's back.
Munster back, Hughes out, kind of cancels itself out. You say Storm don't lose 2 in a row. They did. They're certainly not going to lose 3 in a row, and they're certainly not going to lose to the Tigers.
The Bronx?
No chance.
The Eels?
No. God, no.
Sea Eagles?
I think you skipped the bye there, which might be still a tough task for the Tigers.
They're not going to lose to the bye.
Manly, no. Not the way Manly are going. If they had a couple of injuries, maybe, but Manly are flying at the moment.
I never got my pen license. I can't read what I've written. The Panthers?
No.
Dragons?
No.
Really?
Nah. Not unless Ben Hunt's out. I couldn't see them beating the Dragons the way they've gone in the first 2 rounds across 150 minutes instead of 160.
What if it becomes Coruscant's team? You got him. The pack's not bad. I know we keep coming back to this.
Honest. A lot of what they are doing well in attack is coming off Appy anyway. It's not coming off Brooks or Doueihi.
Oh, did you see that moment in the first half? Coruscant took the quick tap, whether that was a good play or not, I don't know. But burst through, and then there was just no one there.
Yeah, he's just fumbled it as well.
I don't know if he fumbled it or like if he was just shocked that there was just no one around.
Yeah, so I guess the real or ridiculous question is, I guess I'll put it to you, should they drop Brooks or Doueihi after the first 3 rounds?
Drop Brooks.
You think so?
I don't see what...
Leave AD at 6? Because I don't know who else you would play.
You'd have to.
So, yeah, because...
Also, I don't hate Staines
at fullback. He's busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he's their best option, but...
No, but I don't know who he is either. So, yeah, if one of the halves that started yesterday was going to go, which they should, whether they move AD to fullback and keep Brooks there, but Wakeham has to come in after the way he came off the bench yesterday.
AD's just too good with the ball in hand, especially on the right edge. Runs a good line. He's like he's the size of a big centre.
Yeah. That's the other option. They could move him to the centres as well. So he's versatile. So he'll probably be the one that gets moved because for whatever reason they love Brooksy. Yeah. But if I had my coaching hat on, I think Luke's well overdue for a stint in Rezzies.
He needs a fresh start.
He does, doesn't he?
So there's going to be heaps of the chat this week. I think whatever happens, it's more than fair. There's something going on at the Tigers, and it is not right. Also, if it's like, I don't understand what they're going to do in terms of coaching philosophy. They brought Tim Sheens in, right? He's grooming Benji. But it's not like then if they go, oh, well, we need a new coach. Well, Tim Sheens is then going to be GM, overlooking Benji. So, like, he's around forever now. So, if anyone goes, it's going to be a player. It's not going to be a coach.
No, they've got a plan in place. The plan doesn't look like it's working at the moment, but it's only short term. They're looking long term, I suppose. But with the players that they've signed in the off season, they've got to turn around sooner rather than later.